Well, I really enjoyed Altiyan's video on Freemasonry, and I know it was a lot of work because it was 5 hours and 20 minutes. That was really well put together. So I wanted to say thanks, but the comments were disabled on the video, so I decided to send an email over. I also had a couple of questions specifically about this image, and I also asked, why do the Freemasons idolize the Pythagorean theorem or the Pythagorean triplets? You could see over here on the left chair the symbols there, and all throughout Freemasonry they symbolize a Pythagorean theorem or perhaps Pythagorean triplets. And I asked, is it related to the sphere Earth? Because the Eratosthenes experiment, for example, requires the Pythagorean theorem. So I've wondered if there's any connection there. But that was my email to him, and he did email me back. And the email's quite long, so I'm not going to read it all. I'm going to link it below. I guess I'll just put it into a blog post, the same text that's here. So if you think he was trying to be fraudulent or be shady because the hair had gone over his eye or because of his curtain or something like that, I encourage you to read all of his words here. I will mention just a couple of interesting things. One of them that I found interesting was he said, I can strongly surmise that it relates to the nature of obtaining the very last degrees of illumination, which all occur on the astral plane. I can assure you of that. And I thought that's interesting. I don't know what the astral plane is. Maybe it's the spirit realm. I do know some people who have taken DMT, and they swear that they've spoken to some other type of beings. And they also take some kind of a trip that's called astral projecting. In conjunction with that, when you die, your brain releases a lot of DMT. So it seems like the high levels of, or the last degrees of Freemasonry might occur actually on a different plane. And I hadn't thought about this one. It says, in Masonry, the twin pillars become one. And that is exactly what was announced on September 11th in the Masonic ritual, where the twin pillars became one. And if you look at the new One World Tower, you will see its hexagonal interlaced triangles representing the unification of opposites design. And then he goes on to address the Pythagoras question. But let's read here. So Ryan, if the world was round, they would tell us it was flat, and vice versa. Well, the vice versa of that is, if the world was flat, they would tell us it was round. I can confidently tell you the most outrageous idea that the earth is a plane is supported by inner Freemasonry. Not spoken in black and white language, but strongly alluded to. Now, if you'd like to read the entire email, click the link below to go to my blog. I'll just copy and paste this text over to my blog. And in connection with the video Altiyan recently released and the message that he just had right here, let's remember that Sir Isaac Newton was a 33-degree Freemason, and we know that means he's initiated into the real religion. So it's no surprise that there's an entire Wikipedia page for Isaac Newton's occultic studies, because this guy loved Freemasonry, and of course in conjunction with that, he loves the occult. And in the real religion, in the 33 degree of Freemasonry and above, who do they consult with? Well, they consult with Lucifer. So it's no wonder where Newton got his great understanding for the scientific revolution, and was imparted with great knowledge, of which he wrote Newton's Law of Universal Gravitation, a book in 1687 that he got everything right about the planets and gravity and how it works. And this book is still taught as empirical proof in today's university to uphold the belief of the spherical earth. But where did the information come from? And how did a man in 1687, with what we would consider crude telescopes, figure out all of this perfect mathematics and put it all into look how thick of a book it is. Where did all of that knowledge come from? Is there any connection to his occultic studies and to his 33 degrees of Freemasonry, in which he has to make communication with evil spirits in the spirit realm, presumably Lucifer? And can I answer the question, where did Newton's law of universal gravitation come from? Did it come from Isaac Newton's genius brain, or did it come from Lucifer or Satan or some evil being in the spirit realm? And I can't answer that question, so I can't believe Newton's law of universal gravitation. I can believe that if the world was round, they would tell us it was flat, and if the world was flat, they would tell us it was round. I can believe that the outrageous idea that Earth is a plane is supported by inner Freemasonry. And I can understand why the Illuminati card game has 2 cards for flat Earth, but on this one it says, people laugh, but flat earthers know something. Altiyan, thank you for your video, and thank you for your email.